Doha, September 9th, 2025. 11:47 p.m. A city of glass and calm, a pillar of diplomacy in a volatile region. But tonight, that calm was a lie. The sky was torn open. Fireballs rose over the West Bay Lagoon. Glass rained down. The impossible had happened. Doha, one of the safest capitals on Earth, had just been struck. You're watching Spy Tech Files. And this story isn't just about a military strike. It's about a new chapter in warfare. It's a chapter where diplomatic shields, wealth, and distance no longer guarantee safety. Tonight we're diving into the intelligence, the technology, and the terrifying precedents set that night. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss a single drop of this declassified history. For decades, Qatar played a risky, brilliant game. They were the world's ultimate mediator. They hosted talks, built infrastructure in Gaza, and kept the lights on. But their diplomatic genius came with a dark passenger. They hosted the political leadership of Hamas. To Qatar, this was mediation. To Israel, it was an intolerable sanctuary. For years, the tension held. Israel tolerated the money flow it bought a fragile stability. But behind the closed doors of Tel Aviv, the intelligence picture was sharpening. Every time a rocket flew from Gaza, the demand grew louder. End the sanctuary. The breaking point came in 2025. Israel's war cabinet needed results. And so, the intelligence services presented a plan. Strike in Doha. The risks were monumental. Qatar wasn't a battlefield. It was a sovereign state, home to the largest U.S. base in the Middle East, Al Udeid. An attack was an act of war against a nation tied to the entire international community. It was a diplomatic earthquake in waiting. But the argument that won was simple: no safe haven. The Prime Minister gave the green light. The world was about to witness a shocking violation of sovereignty. Now, let's talk tech. To pull this off, Israel didn't just use a standard missile. This was a surgical precision strike, likely leveraging advanced intelligence from its Unit 8200 and Mossad. Think about the technological leap required. Back during the Cold War, the spy's toolkit was mechanical. The tiny Minox camera, the shoe transmitter, the lock-picking set. That was the original declassified history of espionage. But the Doha strike? It relied on a modern ghost in the machine. This was high-fidelity, real-time intelligence, geospatial targeting of vehicles and individuals. It was confirmed by multiple sources, signals, human, and possibly even cyber infiltration to ensure the targets were in those West Bay villas. The ordnance itself was a low collateral damage weapon designed to minimize the blast radius. It proved that in modern warfare, the goal isn't just destruction, it's calculated destruction. This operation was the ultimate convergence of advanced satellite guidance, drone surveillance, and deep digital espionage. The attack was swift, devastating. Multiple warheads. 6 killed, 5 confirmed Hamas members, including Humam al-Haya, and tragically, a Qatari internal security officer. The destruction was staggering, but the shock was worse. Qatar's Ministry of Foreign Affairs was furious. They called it a reckless, criminal assault. In Tel Aviv, they labeled it a surgical success. But the precedent was set. A line had been crossed. The world, from the Arab League to the UN Security Council, went into immediate crisis mode. The question was chilling. If Qatar isn't safe, where is? The long-term fallout was strategic. First, the core objective was missed. The absolute top Hamas leaders were absent. Tactical success, strategic failure. Second, it forced every Gulf capital to reassess its vulnerability. Security wasn't just about borders anymore. It was about protecting urban centers from precision strikes. Third, it shattered the illusion of immunity. But there's a crucial angle here that the cables didn't fully capture: the digital battlefield. 24. If Israel was willing to strike physical targets in a capital, what about cyber targets? The next phase of this conflict wasn't just physical fire, it was digital fire. The true vulnerability for any wealthy Gulf state is not just a missile, but a sophisticated digital attack, a supply chain exploit, a ransomware attack, crippling infrastructure, or espionage, designed to steal sensitive data. The strike was a warning against hosting enemies. The next threat is one that doesn't need airspace to deliver its payload: It's the evolution of the spy tech we've tracked in our Declassified History series. What can we learn from this tragic night about modern threats, especially the digital kind? This is where the old spycraft meets the new. Vulnerability is universal. No amount of wealth or diplomacy can shield you from a determined, technologically advanced adversary. Prevention is paramount. For a state like Qatar, their key defense against future digital age crimes is not anti-air missiles, but cyber resilience. This means strong encryption, zero-trust network architecture, and rigorous testing against state-level threat actors. Recovery focus is also vital. When a strike hits physical or cyber, the response must be immediate and disciplined. For cybercrime, this means pre-planned business continuity and disaster recovery protocols that can isolate and eliminate threats quickly. Finally, information warfare is key. The narrative matters. Both sides fought the PR war immediately. In the digital age, combating disinformation and deepfakes is as vital as combating a physical missile. The attack on Doha redefined the rules. The era of the untouchable capital is over. It confirmed Israel's willingness to take extraordinary risks, and it forced the entire Middle East to face the harsh reality of modern precision warfare, both kinetic and digital. The fire on the lagoon showed the world that when the strategic stakes are high, geographical lines of sovereignty can be bypassed. It's a dark chapter in our ongoing investigation into declassified history, but it's a chapter every government and every corporation needs to study closely. What do you think happens next? Does this strike lead to greater regional coordination or greater isolation? Let me know in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to Spy Tech Files, and ring that bell for more on the secret history of technology and intelligence. Stay safe out there.